Alright, first step we're going to do is wash the car to remove any contaminants on the paint, any type of old waxes, anything along those lines, and give you a basic good start when it comes to polishing. And now what we're going to be using first is Iron-X with a foam cannon, and what this will do is remove any iron materials in the paint, and just basically it helps previous to claying. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it's a great product. They also offer it in a spray, which is probably a lot better than the actual soap itself. But we'll use the foam cannon with that. Next we'll have a mix of Meguiar's Gold Class shampoo with some Dawn soap, and then that's really the only time you want to use the Dawn soap, is because it'll almost strip everything off the paint as far as old waxes. We also, along with the foam cannon, we have a fire hose, which is really great, which you can get these from Chemical Guys or Auto Geek. It just really gives you a good water flow. We have a brush for the wheels, and we also have some Chemical Guys wheel cleaner that we'll be using as well. As you can see here, I have 2 buckets. We're going to do a 2-bucket method. Usually you'd have a grit guard, which I do not have at this time, but you'll have one for your soap and one for rinse. So when you wipe the car, you'll go to the rinse bucket so none of the grit gets back on the car and you add swirls to the car or scratch the paint. So let's go ahead and begin with the Iron-X and the foam cannon. Alright, now I have the Iron-X and the foam cannon. We're going to go ahead and spray it on the car and let it soak for a little bit. You'll see it kind of change colors while it's eating everything off. Now normally you would not do this in the sun because you don't want this to dry, you don't want the paint hot, but I don't have access to shade right now, so we're going to do it quick and make it happen. So as you can see here, once you have a normal, or it's pretty well covered, you want to let it sit for a minute, and you'll see it kind of change colors while it eats everything off the paint. The next step we're going to do is rinse it off completely and then go to the 2-bucket method. So let me finish up foaming again and then we'll go to that. Alright, as I said, now we're going to rinse off the car. I'm using the fire hose that, again, I said where you can get it. We're just going to rinse it off really good and then go to the 2-bucket method.